Sunt o grămadă de ending-uri.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hai la ăsta.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Gen ce? Nu-mi place. Deja nu-mi place și n-am văzut nimica. Iar un elevator.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
The end is never the end
Yes,
again.
you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really. Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
Damn you.
Come on, give it a try.
Okay.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Poți să mă întorc?
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Lasă-mă! Oh, Doamne. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, Forget whoever you are and simply become a person named Jim.
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory.
I don't care.
If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim.
Jim.
All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here.
Where?
I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Hai. Unde e? Ah.
Jim.
See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says, but no. Instead, oh, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
Mă rog. Știi ceva? Mă rog. Hai să merg. Ce e asta? Road to the perfect button. Just right. Too big. Too small. Arată mai mult ca un nab unde trade el învârți. Ca sfârcul. Aici! Nu, hai înapoi. Sau acolo. N-am chef să mă uit la toate ușile pe bune acum. Unde n-ai vrei să mă duc?
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable too. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Infinite hole. It won't end. Infinite hole, free achievement, settings, world champion. Mă plictisește toată chestia asta, pe bune. Collectibles, ha? Lasă-mă să-ți văd fața, cine ești tu? E Stanley? Cumva? Dar nu mă interesează. Ce e asta?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Bă, nu e rău.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Mă plictisește rău, omule.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration.
Skip!
Like balloons.
Skip!
But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Știi ce? Cred că aș da reset. Happy to there. Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Măta.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
O să zice să mă întorc cu totul, dar nu pot. Nu pot. Mi-e cald acum, mă picioarele. Dar nu mă interesează, jur că nu mă mai interesează. Zău că e cald, bă. E nașpa că la asta mi-e foarte cald, trebuie să le schimb. Cam unele de spumă și nu astea cu piele. Nașpa. Ok. Pe aici o luam și parcă nu-mi plăcea ending-ul de acolo. Hai că o iau pe aici. Normal cât am filmat, o oră, 20 de minute. Ok.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his bosses. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Ok, presupun că atât a fost. Pe bune? Hai mă! Hai mă!
He began wildly tearing. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Because I don't give a shit.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Ai fi țara să ai.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Minți. Cred, nu mai știu ce era pe aici.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nah.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Și acum ce?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ca să fiu sincer, deja am jucat și chestia asta, partea asta din joc și mă plictisea oricum. Ok, next. Și efectiv m-a plictisit și prima oară, dar aminte acum. Și știu că vă interesează pe voi. Nu știu că interesează pe cineva, fiind faptul că, na...
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Yeah.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Da, e același lucru.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Pe aici jur că nu mai trec.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Da, chiar. Partea asta n-am luat-o niciodată.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay, next.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem
My wife?
yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
No.
They'd want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
You bitch. You
This
asshole.
is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee. Așa, press.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Nu. Nu vreau să apăs. Gata, m-am săturat. O să stau și nu o să apăs niciun buton. Nu, mersi. Hai, ce o să ziceți pe chestia asta? Ia. Mai comentezi? Al racu. Nu, nimica. Atât. Nu. Taci din gură. Să taci, să taci. Da, hai.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No. Press L de la loser. Du-te mort să mă... Nici chiar așa. Măta.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Oh, Doamne. Mă, ăsta e așa de enervant. De ce s-a schimbat asta? Era o canapea aici.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Nu era nimeni angajat și nu aveam un boss. Cineva mă controla numai pe mine și voia să mă facă să creadă că aveam o companie întreagă unde eram eu angajat și aveam și o soție. Dar în același timp, cred că e pur și simplu o minciună a jocului. O să tac din gură, că nu știu ce vreau să zic aici.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press you to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world,
Boring.
he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
It's all in my head? Păi... Da, totul ce e în capul meu ar trebui să fie de la joc. Da. Ha, că e un mare paradox. Trebuie să fie The Stanley Paradox. Sau poate asta înseamnă parable, ceva în gen la paradox. Press Q to tell your kids a story. Deci am și copii. Am și copii între ghilimele.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
To tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
To go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
To be at work in the morning. Nu o fac. Uite. O să continui sau o să aștepți până o să apăs eu butonul? Ha?
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Și ce o să rezolvi? Press L to question nothing. Jocul ăsta mă face să apăs butoane ca să cred chestii, ca să mă controleze. Dar în același timp, bă, e prea greu pentru creierașul meu să înțeleagă.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried...
El e handicapat care mă controlează. Sau încearcă cel puțin. Hai, să continuăm.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office left.
Ce alte alegeri aveam pe aici? Nu mai știu.
Is left.
Pe aici nu am nimic de făcut. Hai pe
And so
aici.
he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Aici ce e?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Ok.
No, not the right.
Puteam
Why
oare?
would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Ce?
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left,
Huh?
right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Sigur? Ok. Vreo găleată pe aici? Vreau să găsesc o găleată.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Gata?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Ok. Hai pe aici. Pe aici sau hai la dreapta. Cam multe alegeri să-mi bat picioarele. Unde mă duc?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
In the back
Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Cred că aici era new content sau unde? Opa.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Ok. Haide. Nici nu pot să apăs. Cred că e nimic aici.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Ceva nu e bine.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what?
Da.
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all.
Not me.
We both know you didn't put in
Neither.
any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Ceva nou pe aici.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on.
Yeah.
That got a bit weird back there.
Da.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Pare cunoscută. Cam ciudată și gălăgioasă. Mai durează mult?
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Nu vreau.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Ce se întâmplă?
Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Hai pe aici.
Still missing the doors. Did we make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we could have found the story on our own.
Doamne, ce se întâmplă? Hai să continuăm tot pe aici și
Stanley,
hai.
this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully.
Și ăla
You
fern.
won't want to miss anything.
Budget analysis, personnel files, departmental accounts, consolidation reports, annual, anal reviews. Și acum pe unde o iau? O iau bine?
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? After we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore, to hell with it. Restart.
Și acum ce?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting.
Wow.
Just me and Stanley
Wow.
forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
The fuck?
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Ok.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Și pe aia nu o să o deschizi? No.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So,
Maybe.
okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you... All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Da, e totul la normal.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
O să fac o pauză ca să știu clar câte ending-uri sunt și câte am primit, pentru că, ca să fiu sigur. Și probabil o să mă duc și la new content ca să-l termin. Dar mi-e lene rău de tot, mi-e lene. Ok, o să mai încerc câteva ending-uri. Așa, sper că încă mai înregistrează. Am o țărană în anxietate. Ok, da, înregistrează. Să ne întoarcem la treabă și acum. O să trească să dau o țără zoom. Ce să-și faci? The door to the right. Go further off track. The vent. Asta e, mă, o țără. What vent?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ce vent? Asta e o țără. Unde? Vent access for trained employees only. Climb at your own risk. Stai, mă, unde? Vent access. Mă, pe unde e asta? Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. Păi și dacă mori, plătește familia ta și înmormântarea și $5.000? Hai, dracu. Mă rog, ce vent? Acolo sau climb? Unde să climb? Stai o țără. Spun că nu aici, nu? Hai că încerc o țără. Nu pot. Hai să continui și să văd dacă e pe undeva vreun vent. Oh, nu cred, bă! Du-te, bă, de aici. Mă, dacă câte ending-uri sunt.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Gata? Să mor tu. Continuăm o țără?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Da, cred că ăsta e.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ia să vedem. Right, off track, take the cargo lift. Take the cargo lift. Unplug the phone. Mamă, dacă câte ending-uri sunt
The
să-mi fac
lounge was
Charlie.
grand.
Answer the phone, wife ending, bucket specific ending. Cum primesc ending-ul ăla? Unplug the phone, choice ending. Aha. Back off immediately, tape ending. Aha. Ok. Back off immediately, cold feet ending. Ok, hai că mă duc așa. De ce mi se pare că n-am văzut asta până acum?
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it. Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump.
Fuck
Don't tell me
you!
you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do
Nu
it!
știi niciun Stanley. Nu mă
Do
știi.
it! Do it! Do it!
Asta tot ce pot să fac. Nu o să mai zici nimica, gata? O să mă lași să mor? Tu vrei să mor? Nesimțitule. No, păi și asta a fost? Asta vrei să fac? Hai.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Futu-te în bot. Deep ending, cold feet. Go all the way. Haida.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do that. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible.
I just
Let
did
me
it
double
a
check.
minute ago.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits.
No.
Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
Ce?
You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Huh?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read.
Ce?
Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real.
Huh?
Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Ce?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Mai fac ceva aici, choice ending, bucket specific ending.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Ok. Ce să mă întorc cu totul ca să o iau pe partea corectă?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Nu pot. Opa.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Ce se întâmplă?
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Da, mă, da.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Să mai încercăm o dată.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Seriously?
That means choosing responsibly
Again?
and always...
Hai încă una.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Ok, n-am mers.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
De ce nu mai pot să intru acolo?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ok. Dacă zici tu, de ce e culoarea diferită?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code. Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Nightshark 115. Doesn't seem to work.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Lung mai e ending-ul ăsta.
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please.
Da, avem nevoie unul de altul.
Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
Cred că ăsta e unul dintre true endings.
Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
O să continui.
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
Parcă mi-e milă de el.
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Gata. Ia să vedem.